You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We've got some huge weather modification news coming up here in just a moment. But you noticed, if you just joined us, we were playing a clip of George Soros a year ago in an interview with the Financial Times of London, a video interview, saying that we must give up the dollar as the world reserve currency, which will devastate the average American because we have no industry to speak of compared to what we have. We're so dependent on the dollar as the world reserve currency. Here's an example. We pay $3 a gallon. Europeans are paying $7 on average because they don't have the world reserve currency. Okay, got that figured out? And he went on to say China must own the New World Order. They must own it. Well, here's an article out of the Sydney Morning Herald today. China backs Spain to emerge from crisis. China is financing the recovery of Spain. Your tax money is as well to the private banks that are over there. It's not really a recovery. They always bill the latest blood-sucking as a bailout. But China is buying up Spain, economic colonization. The biggest owner of U.S. debt now for 2 years is China. Secondarily, it's their partners, the private banking families, the Federal Reserve's number 2. So the communist Chinese with forced abortion, forced infanticide, medical experiments on babies they forcibly abort and keep alive, all admitted, those are the new good guys. Kill 1 million Iraqis, so what? China's great, let's do business with them. Well, then why not have a police state here? See, once you're not abhorred, once you're not upset, once you're not shocked by dehumanization, because you're modern and cool and sensible, well, nobody's going to be shocked by you having your lunch ate. Your neighbors aren't going to care as you're dragged off into the night. Why not? Jack Bauer does that on TV. It's cool. As long as they lick boots, everything's okay. So China backs Spain to emerge from crisis. China is confident Spain will recover from its economic crisis, and Beijing will buy Spanish public debt despite market fears of an Irish-style bailout, a top Chinese official said Monday. Why are they doing that? Well, what did Soros say? This is so important. What did Soros say a year ago in that Financial Times of London video interview? He said that the beginning of the end of the dollar would be marked by China moving away from the dollar in international commerce. It's a long 10-minute clip. You can go watch the full clip. Now, China 3 years ago started creeping away, buying a basket of other currencies and not buying as much U.S. currency. Now, going back 3 weeks ago, they have begun doing all trade with Russia in their own currency, in the Chinese currency. So that's it. That's the big signifier. That's when gold and silver started shooting up. That's the game plan. So the beginning of the end of the dollar has begun. The globalists may have some curveball in the middle of all this, but their stated policy is global coordinated devaluation, not just of the dollar, but every major currency in concert together until they bankrupt them all and bring in the Bancor SDR global digital currency, and we'll pay our carbon taxes and VAT taxes to these monsters. Now, here's Bloomberg. U.S. yield spreads fall below rest of the world. The last 3 months, the Chinese and the Russians have gotten rid of the U.S. AAA rating for U.S. bonds. But it takes a while for a big elephant to die. Or at least it's already dead, but for its body to cool off. But for the first time on record, investors are demanding a smaller premium to own U.S. corporate bonds than global company debt. Bondholders demanded 166 basis points in bids yields to hold U.S. investment-grade company debt instead of Treasury, so it's continuing. We've been set up to be butchered. And we probably will be, because the average adult's still sucking their thumb, only talking about sports.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about the delicious, easy-to-fix, and very storable foods from eFoodsDirect.com. I've told you for years that eFoods Direct has the best storable food on the planet. Now it's that time of year again, and their holiday special is here. They have 2 holiday price packs for you to put into your reserves for a secure future or to share with others. The first is a 6-month bulk supply in 10 cans. And the second is a 5-week supply of quick and easy-to-fix meals, including delicious bakery items shipped in heavy tote bags. Now, for a limited time, when you order 2 or more of these special holiday packs, you'll get free shipping on your entire order. Call now, 800-409-5633. Or visit them at efoodsdirect.com/Alex. That's 800-409-5633. Or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, it seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used pure soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
We're going to our guest here in just a moment. But before I go any further, we've been covering the mass bird and fish die-off and asked the question, is it connected to secret government testing? That'll be my first question for Stefan Molyneux here in just a moment before we get into other issues with him. But Tim Frugier, the back office shipping department manager, ran back in here, and he said, have you seen the Mail Online, the Daily Mail newspaper? And I said, no. Well, I'm going to show it to you right now. Have scientists discovered how to create downpours in the desert? And then the next graphic says ionizers produce charged particles into the desert air. Negatively charged ions rise with the hot air and attract dust. Moisture condenses around the charged dust. Eventually, this turns to cloud, which produces rain. Now, that's terraforming. Terraforming's a planet that's unlivable, technically, geoengineering. Now, there was a Nobel Prize winner, in 92, with the patents for chemicals to be added to jet fuel to create a cloud system over the Earth that would actually heat the Earth. I read to you Secretary of Defense Cohen in Army Times talking about tectonic weapons they've developed. It came out, last year? In fact, search the term. Israelis testing underground nukes to create earthquakes. That was in the Israeli newspapers. I mean, there's all sorts of craziness going on. But then we talk about it, and we're nuts. You talk to the average yuppie, and they just say this doesn't exist. I mean, if you told them a Model T car exists, if the government didn't give them the okay to talk about it existing, they'd say you were nuts. Scientists, again, have created 50 rainstorms in Abu Dhabi's Al Ain region just last year alone. And that's what they're admitting they're doing. So governments, I mean, they have a treaty back in '77 from the UN about this, banning it. Why would they need a treaty if it didn't exist? I've had the father of weather weapons, Ben Livingston, on the show, meteorologist. It's all there. And in our eugenics film, only one chapter. And it'll have more chemtrail info than anyone's ever put out. It's got all the patents, how they do it, how they operate. It's all compartmentalized. The average airline doesn't even know. It's added to the jet fuel manufacturers. And that's why 20 years ago, jets didn't leave trails that lasted more than a minute or two. Now they last for hours and hours and create that haze. I watched it yesterday. This is mass terraforming, creating bizarre weather. Then they offer their solution. Total government control. They want to be God. That's what eugenics is all about. But here it is. Have scientists discovered how to create downpours in the desert? And then they just go on and admit the whole thing. And when you look at these towers, this is what the Atlantic Richfield 1960s HAARP patents state, is that it was weather control by ionizing the atmosphere. And if you go out to Alaska and other HAARP facilities, they've got one near Austin, and you look at these, they always claim they're Doppler radar or they're just testing the atmosphere. No, these are weather control systems. This is exactly what has been built all over the world with your money. And, of course, we have a nice photo of the Queen of England hanging out with the Sheikh in the United Arab Emirates. They're enjoying their weather control there, just completely disgusting. All part of playing God and controlling our atmosphere. Very interesting information. So this is all going on. So if we have a government that admittedly thousands of times has run tests, in some cases thousands of times per test, so we're in the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands overall, nerve gassing troops, radiating foster children to death, and every major government does it. What is that all really about? Setting the precedent that the control freaks are God, that we're animals, creating cadres that will follow orders to kill upon order? What is it really all about? And joining us a little bit in the next hour, as we're getting him on a bit late via video link, is Stefan Molyneux, a Canadian philosopher, blogger, essayist, author, and host of Free Domain Radio series of podcasts. Very articulate gentleman. Some great videos have been made with his work. He's written numerous articles, been published on libertarian websites such as LouRockwell.com, Anti-War, and we really appreciate him joining us. He's a multi-time author. He has written on truth, the tyranny of illusions, universally preferable behavior. It just goes on. We'll talk about it all with him. His website is freedomainradio.com. And we've got him linked up on Infowars.com. But, Stefan, what is the nature of the control freak, and why do they always, like a tropism, like a spider spins a certain type of web, a plant turns towards the sun, why do governments always wear black uniforms and in the end start mass murdering and burning everything while running around naked declaring themselves God? We now see TSA Weekly literally going crazy, declaring God, stripping down naked. What is that tropism, and how do we deal with it? And why is there sacrament murdering children?
Well, power is an addiction, and power can't be understood outside the context of psychological addictions. And psychological addictions always escalate. Like if you've ever known someone with a drug problem or a drinking problem, they always escalate until there's a catastrophe, and then, and sometimes only then, there is the possibility